Hello everyone, thanks for joining our webinar today. I'm Ray, by my side is Sherry. Welcome. Let's go straight to today's topics we're going to mention. The latest market dynamics about Chinese pesticide producers, government policies, and summary of the current export situation of Chinese herbicide, insecticides, and fungicides. Price update details on selected products, price fluctuation, and at the end of this webinar, we'll talk about the developing trends of main products in the industry. Let's go through the following news about the domestic dynamics.
Chinese producers plan to increase their investments on building new production lines to increase capacity and product varieties. Leah Chemical is planning to set up another glufosinate P production line in Sichuan province. In early April, Leah Chemical announced the company had signed a development agreement with Mianyang City government in Sichuan. Leah plans to build a glufosinate technical production line of annual capacity of 20,000 tons. At present, a production site of decided 3,000 tons annual output glufosinate product line in Guang'an City is under construction.
Merck's Unitech plans to let its new wholly owned subsidiary Sichuan Orlando responsible for the construction of a 3,000 ton annual sulfentolone technical production line in Nanchong, Sichuan. Notably, another subsidiary of Merck's Unitech, Oriental Agrochemical, has earned a capacity of 200 ton annual manufacturing sites for the same product, which means its capacity will be greatly increased when the new production line came into operation.
Jiangxi Zhengbang plans to build an annual output of 15,000 ton high-efficiency pesticides and other fine chemicals project in Sichuan. Sichuan Huihe, a newly established wholly owned subsidiary of Zhengbang, has gained a project investment record certificate from the Guang'an government. It will be responsible for the project implementation, of which 9 product lines are involved, including tuberculazole and chlorothalonil technical.
On the 30th of March, Jiangsu Tojo announced that they will invest $2.8 million for setting up a new subsidiary called Tojo Biotechnology, which is aiming at increasing production and expanding their operation scale. The subsidiaries will be engaged in the production and sales of technical products such as fipronil and prochlorals. According to Tojo, from the perspective of company's future development strategy, they will benefit from this decision because it can further improve the comprehensive strength, enhance the core competitiveness, and cultivate new growth points.
We will see more suppliers in the market as some producers have passed environmental compliance acceptance check recently. Jiangsu Changqing Agrochemicals wholly owned subsidiary, Changqing Agrochemical Nantong Company, has passed the environmental compliance acceptance check in February. For pollution control facilities catering to the company's 1,600 ton diethanoyl technical and byproduct projects. Shandong Dacheng's chlorothalonil technical production line and supporting facilities sub-project has passed the environmental compliance acceptance check. This project will build a 3,000 ton annual capacity of this technical product and other intermediates. It marks a breakthrough of Dacheng to mass producing chlorothalonil technical.
After the wet resumption in China, some production plants started construction. Gansu Ruidong Chemical started a new investment project to build a production facility. It is expected to reach 10,000 ton annually pesticide formulation, 700 ton annually mesotonium technical, and 600 ton annually dimethyl CP medium, which is one of the herbicide intermediates. The civil engineering commencement ceremony of the main production workshop of Inner Mongolia New Venue's immacementing benzonate project was held on the 2nd of April 2020, signifying an official beginning of the project construction. Jiangsu 7 Continent is pushing the administrative procedures for 47,500 ton annually high-end fine chemical product project to get a go-ahead of construction from the government. The project is responsible by Jining 7 Continents, Jiangsu 7 Continents' wholly owned subsidiary. It will be located in Jining Chemical Industrial Park, Jinxiang County, Jining City, Shandong Province. Campen becomes a first company who granted the pesticide production license. They are busy constructing the 7,000-ton annual pesticide chemical and medical intermediate project in New District, Lanzhou City.
Some production line has been finished and put into trial production. New suppliers of certain technical products will be found in the market. First phase of Wuzhong Linhang's 15,000-ton annual green pesticide project has been put into trial production, which includes 1,000-ton production facilities of acetamiprid and nitrocurium technical and other supporting facilities. Therefore, there will be new suppliers of those two AIs on China's market. Jiangsu Changqing predicts its 3,000-ton episcopal technical production facility in Ruidong Coastal Economic Development Zone will operate at full capacity in 2020, which will drive the company's growth this year. CCM also learned from Hebei Lanshan Biotechnology, that is, its spirochaetium technical production line was set to resume work in early April. The supply of this AI is tight at present. It is expected that the supply tightness will be relieved after work resumption.
Many agrochemical companies released their 2019 annual report in April. From the released annual report, we found that some of the companies enjoyed profit increased. Insecticide Chemical released its 2019 annual report on the 23rd of April, showing that the company's operating income in 2019 increased by 4.12% year-on-year. Total profit grew by over 237% year-on-year. Net profits attributable to shareholders of listed company rose by more than 284% year-on-year. The large increase in net profit came from a large number of customized processing orders and the rise in prices of part of own branded products. Lenotech's operating income of pesticide business in 2019 went down by 5.23% year-on-year, but gross profit rate was 35.44%, increased nearly 9% comparing with last year. Hubei Highly issued its 2019 performance report, total income 2,149,000,000 yen, showing a year-on-year increase of 32% in operating income and a year-on-year increase of 96.28% in net profit attributable to shareholders of its parent company. The increase in price of the company's major insecticide products, carbophorin and methylamine, made contribution to the performance growth.
Nantong Jiangshan Agrochemical and Chemicals Corporation Limited issued its annual report for 2019 on 21st April. The company achieved an operating revenue of 4,781,000,000 yuan, of which the pesticide products achieved revenues of 2,779,000,000 yuan, an increase of 12.03% year-on-year. The increased export volume of the company's insecticide products, dichlorophans and trichlorophans, contributed to the growth. Other product lines, such as chemical products and steaming products, witnessed a profit decline. The gross profit of trading business was over 122 million yuan. It is a 16-fold increase from last year, but the 2019 gross profit margin decreased due to the decline in overall sales gross profit. It is reported that the main reasons for the decline in profit of 2019 is the increase of various costs. In order to expand overseas market share, the company adjusted its export sales region, which led to an increase in sales expenses. Due to major overhaul of production equipment every 2 years and on-site upgrades, management and maintenance costs increased. Financial expenses increased as interest expense and R&D investment increased, while foreign exchange earning year-on-year declined. The last factor was investment income in 2019 decreased year-on-year due to the self-produced of holding back of Jiangsu stocks into 2018.
Some companies saw profit loss from the 2019 annual report. Shandong Luba Chemical Corporation Limited released its annual report for 2019 on 24th of April, showing that the company achieved an operating income of 237 million US dollar in 2019, down by over 1.5% year-on-year. The net profit of the company in 2019 was 11.6 million US dollars. According to the report, the pyridine price is dragged down due to the hydrochloric price decreasing in 2019. The changes of those two products adversely affected the sales revenue and profit of the company. The price of malathion, fluoroxypyr, and hylacetyl R-methyl products remained strong in 2019, and the price of free picoline products rebounded during the reporting period. To a certain extent, it made up for adverse effects caused by the decline in sales profit of Paraclo and pyridine.
Jiangsu Fengshan Group issued its annual report for 2019 in April. The company witnessed a year-on-year decrease of 34.24% in operating income and decrease of 74.96% in net profit attributable to shareholders of its parent company. Major reasons for the decline in performance are the suspension in heat supply for the heating company and negative impact brought by the March 21 extraordinary serious chemical exposure incident. It is reported that the production facility of Fengshan Group was suspended during April to October 2019 and resumed operation on the 25th of October of the year. The low operating rate resulted in 6 months drag down of the sales revenue, and the shutdown expenses plus the increasing cost of safety and environmental protection rectification also caused a decline in revenue.
On the 21st of April, Jiangsu Refined Chemical released its 2019 annual report. According to the report, the company's operating income in 2019 was US dollar 256 million, an increase of 10.13% year-on-year. Its net profit attributable to shareholders of listed companies totaled US dollar 42.81 million, dropped by 2.86% year-on-year. Its net profit attributable to shareholders of listed companies after the deduction of non-recurring profits and loss was US dollar 41.83 million, down by 1.78% year-on-year. According to the annual report, the company's inventory of chlorothalonil and other technical products increased by 525 tons in 2019 over the same period of the previous year. The main reason is that droughts in Brazil, Southeast Asia and Australia and the floods in North America have reduced the demand for pesticides.
Shaoxing CCM Chemical Company released the pre-announcement of the 2020 first quarter performance on the 9th of April, estimating that its net profit in the first quarter of 2020 attributable to shareholders of listed company will fall by over 81% to 98% year-on-year. The reasons of the decline in net profit are mainly due to the delayed work resumption of the company and the whole industry due to the COVID-19 epidemic. Restricted transportation across the nation also accounted for the decrease of the company's net profit. As of now, Shaoxing BSM is gradually resuming production.
Let's take a look at another news. A major fire broke out in the pesticide factory of Tagros on the 7th of April. The whole factory was destroyed. Tagro is one of the major suppliers of sulfentrazone chemical in the world, and that plant is said to be involved in the production of sulfentrazone chemical. It is expected that the global supply of sulfentrazone will be affected. In short run, Chinese sulfentrazone producers will benefit from the ester.
On the 2nd of April, non-pharmaceutical company announced that its controlling shareholder, Jizhong Energy, is planning to complete asset restructure through a series of mergers and acquisitions between North Pharmaceutical and North China Pharmaceutical Group. Jizhong Energy is also a shareholder of North China Pharmaceutical Group. North Pharmaceutical has a 49% stake share of Ainong Company, a company of North China Pharmaceutical Group. The former is planning to purchase the rest 51% stake of the latter from North China Pharmaceutical Group. North Pharmaceutical also intends to purchase 100% share of the North China Pharmaceutical Group Corporation Veterinary Company and all the North China trademarks held by North China Pharmaceutical Group. North Pharmaceutical will make the purchase by issuing shares and cash payments. The company also plans to raise funds through non-public offering.
On the 15th of April, Zhejiang Xunlong Chemical issued an announcement saying that the proposal on establishment of a Hangzhou branch went through at its board and of directors meeting. According to the announcement, Zhejiang Xunlong plans to set up a branch in Hangzhou City in order to improve efficiency, scale up operation, and make full use of the resources offered by local government. The Hangzhou branch is affiliated to Zhejiang Xinlong, and the name of the branch is Zhejiang Xinlong Chemical Corporation Limited, Hangzhou branch. It is mainly engaged in the sales of agrochemical products, intermediates, and pharmaceutical raw materials. It operates foreign trade business and provides consulting services. CCM will follow up the latest updates of the company.
MOA to further regulate risk monitoring and evaluate of pesticides. On the 8th of April, the MOA issued a stipulation for management of risk monitoring and evaluation of pesticides, soliciting for public opinion. In order to regulate the risk monitoring and evaluation of pesticides, guarantee the safety and effectiveness of registered pesticides, safeguard the quality safety of agricultural products and safety of people and livestock, and protect the environment of agricultural production and ecology environment. Department of Crop Production (MOA) formed the complication of the stipulation and gather public opinion before 17th of April 2020, based on regulation on pesticides administration. The responsibilities of related departments. Products should be monitored emphatically, and the re-evolution scope of the pesticides is defined in the stipulation.
MOA plans to compile guidelines on use of pesticides for special crops. On the 9th of April, the MOA issued a letter to seek opinions on the technical guideline for control of pesticide residues in special crops. The draft guideline was open to public opinions until the 17th of April 2020, according to the relevant requirement in the Administrative Measures on Pesticide Registration and the Working Plan for Improving the Standard System for Pesticide Residues in China. The Bureau of Sea Management of MOA compiled the draft guideline based on extensive survey, expert opinions, and residue verification tests. The document aims to provide guidance for provincial departments of agricultural and rural affairs to formulate makeshift regulations on the use of pesticides for special crops, which currently have no approved pesticides to use. It also aims to reduce the cost of the registering pesticides for small crops, encourage pesticide enterprises to make a registration, and solve the lack of pesticides and standards. There are 526 items in draft guideline, touching over 100 crops and 63 agrochemical ingredients. Most of the agrochemicals concerned are common compounds.
27 agricultural industrial standards to take effect on the 1st of July 2020. In mid-April, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs announced through the Notice number 281 that 95 industrial standards, such as technical regulations on identification and monitoring of weed quiz nematodes, are approved to be released and will take effect on the 1st of July 2020. 27 of these 95 standards, including chemical and compliant by Shenyang Research Institute of Chemical Industry, which is affiliated to Sinochem Group, based on requirements and experimental methods of pesticide products. The standards will make technical provision for pesticide products effectively regulated production of pesticides in China and help to improve product quality.
Regulations of prevention and control of crop diseases and insect pests promulgated. In recent years, crop diseases and insect pests in China have appeared frequently. Major crop diseases and insect pests have occurred from time to time. The prevention and control of crop diseases and insect pests are related to agricultural production safety, agricultural product quality safety, and ecological environment safety. On the, on the 26th of March, Premier Li Keqiang signed a decree of the State Council releasing the amended regulations on prevention and control of the crop diseases and pests. It plays an important role in guiding the prevention and control of crop diseases and pests in China. Guiding the prevention and control of crops disease and pests in China, the aims of the regulation are to clarify the prevention and control responsibilities, to improve the prevention and control system, to standardize professional prevention and control services, and to encourage green prevention and control. The Chinese government attaches great importance to the production safety and environmental protection compliance of the chemical industry.
Jiangsu Province to comply negative list for chemical industry development. On April 15, the Jiangsu government held a leadership meeting for the provincial chemical industry safety and environmental protection. The meeting is aimed to deploy and promote safety production and environmental protection of the chemical industry in Jiangsu Province. Relocation and transformation scheme of Riverside Chemical Enterprises in Hunan Province issued. The General Office of the People's Government of Hunan Province issued a relocation and transformation scheme of Riverside Chemical Enterprises in Hunan Province at the end of March. It is stipulated in the scheme that newly building and expansion of chemical parks and chemical production projects are not allowed to be located within 1 kilometer of riverbanks in Hunan Province. It is reported that risk assessments will be launched on the chemical enterprises located within 1 kilometer of riverbanks. The major mission in 2020 is to shut down the enterprises having lagged capacity or failing to meeting the environmental protection standard. Chemical enterprises will be guided to relocate to compliant chemical parks that are 1 kilometer away from the riverbanks by means of structural adjustments. The whole relocation and transformation mission is expected to complete at the end of 2025.
To follow up and update this information, how to understand the market better, further information will be updated in our newsletters. Alright, next, let's talk about the China export situation. By the 14th of May, there have been over million confirmed cases of COVID-19 over the world. Although the disease in China has been under control after months of efforts, it is still uncertain when the inflection point will come. Measures to contain the disease, such as lockdown and social distancing, directly lead to shortage of labor force and production suspension. Countries in Europe and America are suffering great losses. Some emerging countries will continue being hindered by the lack of labor in the future. This brings about direct and strong blow to global export trade. Before the overseas outbreak of COVID-19 in January to February 2020, China's export volume declined by 17.2% year-on-year, with decreased range much higher than that of import volume, which showed that the pandemic not only caused negative impacts on domestic supply but also on foreign trade. According to the pesticide export data in recent years, major importers of China's pesticide include the US, Brazil, Australia, India, Argentina, and Thailand. Among them, relatively serious situation is seen in the US, Brazil, and India. Therefore, export volume of many pesticides in February 2020 witnessed a sharp fall.
China has largely controlled the spread of the coronavirus, while other countries are still fighting with the disease. Business and social activities were limited, which also affect the production and exportation of overseas pesticide companies. The result of such import impact will be reflected on the second quarter this year. Most of the Chinese manufacturers will resume production. Upstream production material supply stable as the inter-province transportation become normal. It is believed that some Chinese products could be increase its global market share during this special period of time. However, if the pandemic continues in a longer time, global pesticide demands might decline.
The ongoing second phase of lockdown in India was to end on May 3rd. The Indian government has just extended the lockdown period till May 17th. India is a major supplier of generic pesticides to China, although an exemption order was launched so that production and trade of agricultural inputs are allowed. It is known that most of the pesticide companies have been suspended. In short run, as most of the companies will stock up 1 to 2 months raw material for normal production, it will not cause serious supply shortage. However, if the lockdown continues for a longer time, supply of technical products with high capacity in India will become tight, resulting in price increasing, such as glufosinate ammonium, dicamba, pyrethroate, and mancozeb. Procurement source of some technical and intermediate products will shift to other countries, like China.
In a recent couple of years, the Chinese government has ratified the safety and environmental protection of chemical enterprises, which makes Chinese enterprises increase their global competitiveness with standardized production and sustainable operating ability. Thus, the Chinese chemical industry is playing a significant role in the global industry trade. China's current pesticide price goes down a bit compared with that in last month. However, some foreign orders will come to China because of the pandemic and possibility of price increase in high-capacity technical and intermediates in India, which are beneficial to domestic agrochemical companies in long term. It is expected that growth will be seen in export volume of China's pesticides from March to May.
Let's have a quick look on the Chinese pesticide export situation in February. Affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, most of the agrochemical products witnessed a significant year-on-year decline. Price and export volume of both acetyl technical and formulation products decreased in February. Artisan technical and formulation are in a similar situation in February. Paraquat is an export-oriented pesticide. Some producers are located in Hubei province where the pandemic hit most. Therefore, output of the product decreased. Finished products could not be shipped outside Hubei. As a result, export volume of paraquat declined sharply in that period of time. Imidacloprid witnessed a sharp decline in export in February. Compared with the January, however, the export price increased, especially the formulation products. A sharp and month-on-month decrease was seen in China's export volume of indosacard in February. Formulation products dropped greater than technical products. China's pesticide export was affected by logistics as well as import and export policies in other countries under the outbreak of COVID-19. Therefore, a significant month-on-month decrease was seen in China's export of chlorpyrifos in February 2020. The export volume of chlorothalonil dropped significantly in February this year, but price fluctuated slightly. Mancozeb export volume also fell significantly in February, but the export price increased compared with January. Due to the outbreak of COVID-19, Chinese companies delayed the resumption of work in February. Azoxystrobin technical producer ran a low operating rate, leading to a tight supply of the products. Besides, limited supply of raw materials brought logistics, labor shortage, and rising costs led to a decrease in export volume. To understand the export situation, our export data analysis will help and provides detailed information to enable you to know well about the market by actual statistics. The export data analysis plays more and more important role on company decision. Besides export data, the export price is also one of the most important indexes on the company's monitoring data. Let's get into the following news to see how it fluctuates under the current situation.
In general, the average growth rate in pesticide technical in China is about 0.94%. The average growth rate in herbicide technical price in China, March versus April of 2020, is about 1.97%, and the insecticide is down by 0.25%, while fungicides increased 1.11%. Let's see more selected products. Price of clethodim increased due to supply shortage of upstream intermediates. According to price monitoring data of CCM, China's export price of 85% to 90% clethodim technical in late April was over 70,660 US dollar a ton, up by 8.7% month on month, but down by 10.7% year on year. Currently, the low operation rate of these AI produces a supply shortage of the intermediates, leading to growth in the price. On the other hand, increasing demand of this product is seen on the market. Therefore, it is expected that the price will remain high in the future. Price of paradigm goes down
Price of pyridine goes down because of decreasing demand. According to price monitoring data of CCM, export price of pure pyridine in China in late April was almost 2,463 US dollars per ton, down by 2.78% month on month and 11.62% year on year. The major reason for the price drop of pyridine is the reducing downstream demand based on market feedback. China's price of pure pyridine has been declining most of the time in last year.
Price of pendimethalin went up due to the lockdown of India. India has launched a lockdown for 21 days to contain the epidemic of COVID-19 since the end of March. During this period, the outputs of pesticides companies in India are restricted, and the major producers of this product have been suspended. This reason also drive up the price of China.
Affected by locust plague in foreign countries, overseas demands for organophosphorus insecticide chemical were huge in April, pushing up the price in China. India's supplies of pyrethroid insecticides and related products were restricted by the COVID-19 epidemic. Thus, the prices in China were raised. Price of nicotinamide insecticide in China declined due to the high domestic inventory and selective demands at home and abroad.
Spironolactone remains in tight supply in April. According to CCM's monitoring, there is only Shanyu Yongnong Chemical who is producing and selling this product at present in China. Therefore, the price of the product keeps growing due to tight supply.
Lockdown of India benefiting China's 2,4-D producers. The policy of lockdown has been carried out in India since the 25th of March in order to contain the spreading of COVID-19. India is the fourth biggest agrochemical producer of the world. Thus, the continued lockdown will cause impact on the supply chains of related pesticides. In recent years, India's capacity of 2,4-D has been growing. The long-term implementation of lockdown will tighten the supply of the products and at an end push up the price, but will benefit China's producers of 2,4-D.
Operating rate of Chinese manufacturer is low, contributing to tight supply. According to CCM's monitoring data, the ex-works price of Chinese 96% trifloxystrobin chemical at the end of April was about $84,780 US dollar per ton. The price was stable throughout April, a minor increase of 9% MOM, but a 25% growth compared with last year. At present, the operating weight of this AI's manufacturer is low, and the inventory is running low as well. Thus, there is a tight supply of this product. Its price is expected to rise slightly in short term.
CCM is regularly monitoring price of over 200 molecules, reflect price change in real time, also provides reports and newsletters to explain how it changed and why, so that we can realize the true reason behind the phenomenon, figure out if we need to take action or not. On the basis of the above information, let's try to forecast the developing trend. The average price of Chinese herbicide chemical products grew about 2% in April. Comparing with the months before, herbicide chemical price will keep rising slightly in May, as the cost of the raw materials of some herbicide products is rising as well. Take glyphosate chemical for example. In the first week of May, its price has increased by 1.5% compared with that of last week. Price of glyphosate increased due to supply shortage of upstream intermediates. In addition, India has launched a 21 days lockdown to contain the epidemic of COVID-19 since the end of March, during which the outputs of pesticide companies in the country were restricted. Major producers of pendimethalin has been suspended, which drove up the price of pendimethalin chemical in China.
Insecticide price is growing up due to overseas demand increase. The price of organophosphorus insecticide chemical price in China is rising. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, East African countries such as Ethiopia, Kenya, and Somalia are suffering from serious locust plague. It is said that the second wave of the locust would be 20 times of the previous one. The incubation of the insect eggs developed quickly due to plenty rainfall during the rainy period in March. Orders of malafilm from foreign countries increase a lot, lead to the price growth. Tight supply of raw material also drives up the price. India is one of the most important exporters of the key intermediate product of cyanothron. During the nation's lockdown period, those product producers who are not fully equipped with integrated production will be affected in certain extent. In short run, price of insecticide chemical will increase, but in the longer run, price of the Chinese insecticide chemical products is unlikely to see much growth as the downstream demand of some key insecticides, such as the nicotinamide insecticides, is still weak.
As to fungicide chemical, tight supply of fungicide chemical is driving up the price. Operating rate of Chinese trifloxystrobin manufacturers remains low, contributing to tight supply. But some fungicide chemicals, such as hexaconazole, its price drops because of weak demand. It's estimated fungicide chemical price will keep stable in the next months.
During January to February this year, China's pesticides witnessed a downward trend in exports. While the industry resumed production in China, more pesticides will be shipped abroad. It is worth to note that Chinese agrochemical enterprises are likely to take more overseas market share due to India's extended COVID-19 lockdown. There has always been fierce competition between India and China due to both countries are major producers of pesticides. In this case, China's export volumes of these representative competitive products are expected to rise in March to May.
Regarding to policies in recent months, the Chinese government is paying highly attention to COVID-19 and imposed many related policies to promote production and encouraging foreign trade activities. In addition, the production safety of the agrochemical industry has received more attention in China currently.
For new pesticide registration, the latest market and producer dynamics policy updates can be found in our CCM monthly reports. For more information of our newsletter services, please contact our account managers.
Well, with the end of these topics, it leads us to the end of this webinar as well. For further information, please visit our website on www.cmchemicals.com or contact your account manager. Our website launched a new platform called Impact Factor to follow up every hot events and its impact which might change or reshape the industry. You're welcome to check and leave your advice to us about this platform. Thanks for having you all. Goodbye. And every questions you can contact our account manager will follow up and reply you by email. Thank you.
Don't
Bye.
forget our upcoming webinar, COVID-19's impact on China's sweetener industry, will be held on the next Tuesday, 19th of May, the same time. Please register your seat.
Thank you. Bye.